Let's go.
Massive day for the unemployed. That's me.
Asmongold's bad situation is getting crazier, and he made a whole ass response, doubling.
Why? Oh god. I don't know why, but when you say it like that, it sounds like something happened to him, like, you know, like he got unalived or something. Hi here, I'm new. I like your face.
Down. Asmongold stands by border force comment.
Massive day for the unemployed. That's me.
Asmongold's bad situation is getting crazier, and he made a whole ass response, doubling down. Asmongold stands by border force comments amidst Twitch ban. Twitch hit his Zachrar channel with a 2-week ban and prompting backlash from Destiny and calls for permanence, while Asmongold accuses the platform of a left-wing bias and double standards.
Hey guys, it's me again.
Hi sisters!
Apparently he also had a cancer scare, which is not shocking. He is 57.
I'm 36 years old. I
Wait, what?
had really no health problems ever in my entire life other than my teeth.
Asmongold's response to being banned for advocating for migrant children was to double down and then talk about other kinds of kids that should also be murdered. I'm not even joking. Are you confused because you missed my last video where, God forbid, you have a job?
God forbid I have a job, yeah.
Basically, again, 60,000 sneakos ran into Spain from Morocco, and Asmongold was not having any of it.
And I think they should use guns to stop it. And I'm not sorry for saying that. And it doesn't matter what you try to use as, you know, emotional blackmail or something like that. Fundamentally, all of these different tools that these people use will never actually be applied in a universal way. These are the same people whose ideology leads them to thinking that 6-year-olds can transition to another gender.
Trans people just caught a stray.
Some of my best friends are trans.
In order for you to invade a country or in order for you to do terrorist attacks, I think that you're a f***ing animal, and I'm not sorry for it, and I honestly think that most people agree with me. I think that almost everybody does. But unfortunately, we've had this inversion of morality where these truly evil, malignant, pernicious people have been allowed to use this fake moral authority that they have to dictate that we have to allow terrorism, violence, and complete societal collapse. And if we don't allow this, somehow we're the ones that are evil.
Asmongold already got a girlfriend, so why is he the one cooking? Twitch is ideologically captured by left-wing terrorism supporters. Whether it's Islamic terrorism, BLM, or
I mean, you know what? The other guy, he didn't get banned a lot of the times when he said a lot of rightist, extremist things, and Asmongold got banned for saying extremist left things. So, how was the other guy's name? Hassan, right?
bombings. These leftists will always enable and promote it. They do this because it works, and also because the government refuses to hold them accountable.
Never once have I ever heard about the human rights or the privileges or, you know, what's the right thing to do for all of the people in the city who are now having to be terrified in their homes, boarding their houses up. You have these migrants banging on their doors, smashing their windows, destroying their businesses.
Yep.
Most of these sneakos can't even afford a shirt, and these people are landlords, is, you know, something Hassan would probably say. I don't know.
We're gonna keep bringing in immigrants in this country on purpose, just so they can f your sister, and then maybe even your daughter. We're gonna destroy the white race, bitch. That's what we're here to do.
Is this like 2 truths and a lie? I know a leftist cuck will
Isn't he like white?
probably say he's joking, but like, what's the punchline? Asmongold is saving the white race by having a coalition with the Asian Empire. Hassan Piker says he wants to destroy the white race. Then Hassan says, I'm white, LMAO. Yeah.
That's what I said. Isn't he white?
And I'm John C. A white guy named Hassan. Sure, buddy. It reminds me of that Superbad movie when he tried to make his name Muhammad.
Yeah, I was between that and Muhammad.
Why the f would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Anyway, Asmongold replied to Hassan. Hassan has said that Israeli settlers were valid military targets, and then explicitly said that there are baby settlers. Anyone could look for this clip and find it. You're not mad I said to kids. You're just mad the kids I said to aren't Jews. Man, what even is Twitch in 2026? And this is all just the aftermath of Tyler Wanted Greek stopping Variety.
Civilian casualties and anybody who's not a combatant is a tragedy. It's a horrible thing to have happen, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to have borders, and it doesn't mean that you can't make decisions to protect your own people, even if it comes at the expense of other people that are trying to do this in bad faith and use this. And by the way, the usage of people like this as human shields is a war crime in itself.
And that's
True.
the problem with leftists. They never take human nature into account. You know, some people are genuinely horrible and will use a child as a human shield.
I don't think that they really care about these kids. They don't give a shit about them. Like, these are the people.
True. It's literally like bringing your children out in the Ukraine war. Like, imagine that. Like, oh, don't shoot. I have a child.
They'll bring kids to an ICE protest. Like, why would you bring a kid to a protest where there's rioting and there's flashbang grenades and tear gas being set off? And the truth is, and there is a reason for it, the reason why they do that is because they want to use these kids and the harm that these kids will inevitably go through because of collateral damage, and they want to use this as a political tool so they can advance their agenda.
Am I like schizophrenic, or is everything he said there just straight up facts? Like, full stop. If you bring your child to a protest, you are a piece of shit.
But when you're advocating for people,
Can't you, like, I think that's kind of illegal though, right? Because you're technically putting your child in danger and you can get actually reported for that. And I think child rights can actually take your child for that. What is that called in America or English? You know, child protection, right? They can literally take your child for doing that because you can be like targeted as an irresponsible adult. So technically, yeah.
the dialogue has broken down. It's gone. Like, there is no dialogue. That's where, you know, even though I didn't like him, that's when people like Charlie Kirk start getting shot. All right? Because the dialogue has broken down.
And I don't want to use a bunch of euphemisms and other types of vague and pacified language to discuss this in a way that is not authentic to its true harm and its true existence, which is what I think that's what it is. And I think that there are definitely criticisms people have of me that are valid, where like I probably do dial it up a little bit too much and maybe I could use different rhetoric, etc. But I want to let you know that I apologize for nothing. I meant exactly what I said, and I think that these borders should be defended with lethal force whenever it's being invaded by 40 to 60,000 people at the same time.
Hold right there. Lethal forces? Maybe that's a bit jumping the horse. He mentioned like tear gas and like smoke grenades and stuff before. Why is that not plausible? Like, why is tear gas not plausible? He even mentioned it, so he considered it. So why would, like, I don't agree with using lethal forces because they are also desperate. So like, you know, America was founded by immigrants. So you're the one to talk? I mean, I'm no historian expert or anything, but from what I know, this is exactly how the America was founded. By illegal immigrants taking over the land. Anyway, let's go back to today's topic. Yeah, it's today's technology. I mean, fire hoses. Exactly, they could have used so much other things. Like, I definitely don't agree with these people like traversing the border like illegally, because imagine all of the damage that the people in that village were suffering, because these people are like, if they do this, if they trespass the border, I'm sure they don't think like a normal civilized human being, oh, I'm not allowed in that house, because you know, in third world countries they just go everywhere, anywhere, and they think anywhere that is not like guarded can become theirs, aka break into people's houses. And like they said, like he said earlier, like break people's windows and stuff and doors. That's what I imagine these people could do. So, and I think that actually happened, if I'm not wrong, right? Hi, if you're new here, I would really appreciate it if you liked this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't want that to happen, because imagine they can get into Europe and there's the whole Schengen thing, and once they are in Europe, they can just go anywhere. They can go anywhere in those states from Schengen, like, sorry, countries, we're not in the USA. Whatever, like, no lethal forces, but don't let them go. You could have called reinforcements, you could have called your superior, and the superior would have called your superior, and your superior would have called their superior, and They could have mobilized forces with helicopters and stuff and just, you know, we are not a third world country. Spain is not a third world country. They could have definitely done something about it. Not just let them, like, there were 3 people there, or like 5 people. How many people were there? What could they have done? Nothing. They should have called for reinforce, and people should have, like, went with helicopters or something. They would have gotten there so fast. It's just a communication issue, I swear. Like, this happens everywhere, you know, like, government institutions, like, there's no direct communication and there's no mobilization for such, like, emergency cases, because yes, this is an emergency case. It's not going to happen every day. I'm not expecting this kind of mobilization to be ready to happen every day, because, like, I mean, it's not something that they could have expected, but they should be ready to do it at any day and any moment, is what I'm trying to say. Bad wording. But yes, they should totally be able to do it. They don't teleport, but helicopters are super freaking fast, and especially since you are at the border, especially since they've had cases of people doing that before, they could have at least have like a stash of something, or like smoke bombs or something, smoke grenades, whatever they're called. They could have... Sorry, my cat is... They could have had something prepared there, you know? Like, even fire hoses, like, that would not permit them to... Those are very powerful, right? Well, whatever. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they want those immigrants to come in their country.
I used to believe this isn't a bipartisan issue, though, because I think everyone can agree the borders are real, and, you know, excessive immigration would be bad. What? Even in The Walking Dead, bad things happen when you let an unvetted chud through your border. But anyway, this is Twitch we're talking about, that Asmongold got a 2-week ban, which, you know, nobody is shocked other than Kaya.
That many people want to simply appear smart, and one of the easiest way to...
That's... Wait, what happened?
Wait, this is Twitch we're talking about, that Asmongold got a 2-week ban, which, you know, nobody is shocked other than Kaya.
That many...
This is exactly what I wanted to say. This is exactly what I wanted to say. Why did Hassan not get banned for having animal abuse on his stream live? Like what?
people want to simply appear smart, and one of the easiest way to try and appear smart when you're a stupid person
Is to put on a suit and start LARPing?
is to say horseshoe theory, 2 sides of the same coin. I'm actually a moderate. I'm actually right at the center of these 2 different dangerous forms of commentary.
Brilliant. If you're not a radical, you're stupid. You heard it here first. And then, what the... Even Elon Musk got involved with the Twitch drama. Why does Twitch have this double standard? He means what he says. He even replied to Asmongold's Frogan, one of the known richest people on the planet, and he's unemployed. How?
And I like how people are trying to say that, no. What he said is that enforcing border control is actually what he was going for, and that children should be used as human shields. If that happens, they should get so we can prove to them that that shouldn't happen. I don't even know what to say. Like, this dude has had such insane takes over the past year, and it all comes down to one thing. Asmongold has genuinely just lost his mind. Like, he is actually a fucking maniac.
This dude is...
I mean, he has a girlfriend now. He might have as well lost his mind.
is so zogged. His first thought on disincentivizing child trafficking is to kill the kids being trafficked. He didn't even consider killing the traffickers. Yeah, dude, I'm sure likening border control to child murder is really going to get the moderates back to your politics.
And in my opinion, if you don't capitulate to this emotional blackmail, you also don't allow yourself, you don't allow these people to target and victimize these children by using them as baggage and effectively shock troopers in order to accomplish a goal. So, for example, if these kids are being charged as adults, the entire tool that these people were using, you know, these gangs were using of having children commit crimes on their behalf, this tool would effectively be rendered ineffective.
I mean, yeah, that's obvious. Cartels and gangs do use children. That's not a mystery.
But we don't want to do that because it makes people sad to put kids in jail. But from my perspective, the way that I see it, is that it makes me sad to see kids that were abused, that are trafficked, and that are put into these situations because the people that are truly and profoundly evil, the people that know this, know that they can use these children because they can co-opt and use your morality against you so they can push their own evil designs.
Like, am I...
Oh my god, why is he right? Like, Indeed, you can't really blame a child for this because the child is just being influenced to do these things. Like, it's not the child's fault. The people that should be blamed are actually the ones that are making these children do these things. That's fucking evil, man. Why do I agree with Asmongold? But anyways, he's a bit too extreme, I guess. The problem with using children as shield is that they wail too much. Sep, Miskiff is just a hater.
Cooked? He's basically saying desperate times call for desperate measures.
The moment you illegally trespass and cross someone's border illegally, you are a criminal. There's not a chance they are criminals. They are criminals immediately by nature.
I, however, am not a criminal. Paimon may be 11, but she's fiction. Not even the state of Texas can prevent me from loving my anime girls.
While this might be a bit of an extreme execution, literally, I do see where Asmongold's coming from. At least his logic seems sound. Subscribe if you're dumb and you still think the horseshoe theory is true. And also subscribe if America deserved that. Fortunately, we ran out of time for this video.
I mean, technically that is the truth. Like, imagine someone breaks in your house. In most states, you are allowed to use guns, right, to defend your property because it is your property. But then again, would you still do that if it were an underage person? Would you be that heartless to do it with an underage person? They don't have all the cognitive senses fully developed. They don't know what they're doing. Maybe they got the wrong guidance. I'm sure it was not the child's fault if an underage person were to trespass. Most kids wouldn't even be knowing that, hey, I'm trespassing. What do they know? They're children. Leave the children alone. Evil people tend to be evil parents, yeah. He may be the Roach King, but he's spitting facts. Yeah, you know, most of the times I find myself agreeing with him. Like, he may be a bit extremist sometimes, like the part with using weapons. I don't really agree. But, you know, smoke grenades and tear gas could have definitely been an option. Or pepper spray, anything, like hose, fire hoses and stuff, you know. Son is just dog electric. Like, why didn't he get banned for that? You know what I mean? Like, fine, I understand he got banned. Asmongold kind of deserved his ban because he did say some extremist things. But then why doesn't the other right extremist doesn't get banned? You know what I mean? There's a bit of a bias going on here with Twitch. If your neighbors sends their children onto your property, cops won't do anything. Oh, really? I did not know that. Hassan has literally had an interview with a terrorist. Still didn't get banned. I think he has friends up high. You know what I mean? You never know. But then again, if it's children that are doing this, their parents should be the one held responsible for this. For being either responsible parents, evil parents, or whatever, like leading them to actually do like illegal acts. I know there's a thing here going on as well. Like, a lot of parents like grow their children to like steal from others or to be beggars. You know, this is a very common practice around here, and I do not fall for this. I'm sorry, but I'm really sorry for the children that are doing that. But at the same time, you can't do anything because if you go to their parents and tell them, they're gonna be like, I didn't tell him anything. And even if the police goes and asks them, they're gonna deny because they are taught to deny this since they are born, because they're the parent. They trust their parent. They're the ones that are feeding the children, and they're the ones that like, it's the first person you see when you're born, your mother. Like, you're gonna believe your mother, right? My mother is never wrong. My mother is always right, you know? So in most cases, you can't really do anything until the child becomes like 18 or something. It's mostly not even the child's fault at this point. Sure, most of them are gonna take out the same path because they see it and they'll be like, oh, this is normal. I've done this since I know myself. But some actually like kind of wake up and they realize, oh my god, my mom is fucking illegal bitch. You know what I mean? But it rarely happens, and it's not the children's fault in this case. It's not much you can do in some situations. It's a bit confusing. Why the double standards? Yeah. Well, either way. Thanks for watching this together.